Greetings from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Tuesday, October 15, 2024. Here's an update with some a little bit of how-to content using our 1950 Chris-Craft 22-foot U22. As you can see, Rick has finished porcupining the entire bottom. I think what's worth noting is here we have some very strong evidence that until we did it, this bottom had never been replaced on this boat. How do we know? Look at those toothpicks. They're all orderly lined up, equally spaced. They almost all required 3 toothpicks. We've done many a boat where multiple bottoms have been put on, and I have to tell you, in those cases, this kind of looks like a real porcupine here. Endless quills. But I wanted to really focus on a couple of other things based on some questions that I've had over the years, and they have to do with how the keel, the gripe, the knee, and the stem are held together. Well, in fact, here you get a pretty good look. They're held together with bronze carriage bolts. Here you can see a carriage bolt. And here. You also see that they run all the way through to the inside. In this case, we have the knee and the gripe joint. But look very, very carefully. Can you see the little hint of light right through the joint? This joint's open. So what we will do in this case, this joint's slightly open. As we keep moving back, we see that the keel is attached to the frame with carriage bolts, and there are also carriage bolts running through each frame member and the bed stringer. Well, it might be okay, and then again, it might not. So what we traditionally do in these situations is not what I've seen before. Somebody takes a glob of 5200 and squirts it in here from both sides and calls that good. Well, that's not good. We don't know how good these bronze carriage bolts are. So we will release every single one of them way up here in the front. This one will be released and replaced. These two will be released and replaced. And then Rick will start working from a forward position and putting a wrench on every one of the nuts. And if any of these carriage bolts, here, see, here's another one. It's holding the frame member to its landings. We want to test to make sure that these have not weakened over time. Remember, this boat was built in 1950. She's 74 years old. And I've just, at the beginning of this video, I think tried to convince you that all this framing is original. It's the way she left Algonac, which means all those fasteners are original. So we'll be going through putting a wrench on every single one. If they tighten down and don't snap, all is good. We expect a bunch of them to snap. It's just 74 years. And particularly up here in the forward end of the hull, This is where the boat pounds through the water. Once this glue has dried, Rick will go through with our fine multi-master oscillating saw and snip all of these off, sand everything flush, apply 4 coats of Smith's clear penetrating epoxy sealer, and then everything you see here that's sort of a mahogany color will receive 3 coats of Sandusky Chris-Craft Mahogany bilge paint. So we want to keep this like she is now for another 74 years. At the same time, remember we have battens that run through every one of these openings in the between the frame members. Rick is now in the process of porcupining all of those. We're able to save every one of them. This is just unheard of in our 15 years experience doing this. So when we're finished and her owners are asked, how original is she? They're going to be able to look at the questioner and answer, every stick of wood emerged from Algonac, period, end of story. And that's the end of our update. We'll be back to you very soon with the next update on our 1950 22-foot Chris-Craft U22. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boat Works.